I pull into the curved driveway of my family's old Victorian house in Tacoma, the tires grinding against the fresh blanket of snow. The 4-hour drive from my apartment in Seattle has my back aching like I've been hauling bricks. But that's not what's twisting my gut into knots as I step out into the biting December chill. The holiday lights strung along the eaves cast a rainbow glow over the pristine yard. Picture perfect on the surface. But I know better, it's all a facade. The front door's unlocked. As always in this neighborhood where everyone pretends trust comes easy. I hesitate in the foyer. Scarf still wrapped tight. Listening to the clink of forks on plates. The ice tinkling in glasses. The muffled hum of voices that used to feel like home. For a split second, I'm that wide-eyed kid again. Buzzing with Christmas excitement. Anyone home? I call out, my voice echoing a bit too loud in the quiet. The chatter from the dining room cuts off like someone hit mute. My boots thump against the polished oak floors as I move forward, each step amplifying the silence. Through the arched doorway, the scene hits me like a punch to the chest. 12 place settings sparkling on the antique walnut table. 12 chairs pulled up neat and ready. 12 crystal goblets winking under the chandelier Mom inherited from Grandma. But none of them for me. Brandon looks up from his spot near the head, his 42-year-old face cracking into that smug half-grin. The same one he wore as a teen when he'd swipe my allowance and dare me to tell. Well, look who showed up, he drawls, straightening his tie. Guess your spot's out with the stray dogs now. Mom doesn't even glance my way, her hands fussing over the floral centerpiece. Tweaking holly branches like perfect symmetry could fix the tension choking the air. Aunt Margaret whispers something to Uncle Phil, but Mom shushes her, eyes glued to those damn flowers. And there, in my old chair, the one with the loose leg Dad always meant to fix, sits Sophia, my cousin, lounging like she owns the place, like she's sat there 1,000 times. She flashes a smile that's all teeth, no warmth. Emily, we weren't expecting you. The words sting like slaps, one after another. We weren't expecting you. I freeze, feeling 12 pairs of eyes on me, some pitying, some curious, a few barely hiding their glee. The tree lights bounce off the window behind them, mocking the ice spreading through my veins. I dig into my bag and pull out a small box, wrapped in silver foil, no bigger than a deck of cards. The room watches as I approach the table, my heels clicking steady. I set it beside Brandon's plate, letting my fingers hover for a beat. Check under your plate, I say, my voice holding firm despite the storm inside. When you're ready to face what you've done. Brandon's smirk wavers. What? I turn away without answering. Back straight. Steps deliberate. No one stops me. No one follows. The only sound is my coat swishing as I shrug it on. Outside, the snow's coming down thicker, flakes swirling in the porch light like confetti for the rejected. I slide into my car, gripping the wheel until my knuckles bleach white, and let the rejection crash over me. Flashbacks hit hard. I'd come early to help with setup, like every year. But the house was quiet. Everyone upstairs primping, wandering the living room for some holiday comfort. I spotted it first, above the mantel. 12 stockings hung in a row, mine gone like I'd never existed. My eyes shifted to the photo frames. The one of Dad and me fixing up the old shed now held Sophia and Mom in matching ugly sweaters, grinning like they'd always been the duo. When they all came down, Mom gave me a quick pat hug. Nothing like the squeeze she planted on Sophia right after. I stood there, invisible, as they flowed around me like I was just an obstacle in their perfect stream. 2 months back, I'd shown up unannounced. House empty. And something pulled me to Dad's study, frozen in time since his passing. Like a shrine. That locked cabinet in the corner called to me. I remembered the key he'd shown me years ago. Just in case. tucked behind a loose panel in the bookshelf. What I found inside shattered everything. Last week, calling Mom about Christmas plans, her voice was distant, like she was reading a script. We're keeping it small this year. Dear, space is limited. You know, before I could push, Brandon grabbed the phone. Look, Em, it's just easier this way. Nothing personal. Nothing personal, the family motto for sweeping hurts under the rug. That's when I decided, I'll be there. Save me a seat. I'd spent the week prepping that silver box, packing the proof that would blow their world apart. Now, as I fire up the engine, I glance back at the house. Through the window. They're resuming dinner like I was a ghost that vanished. My chair sits empty for now. I drive into the night. Snow muffling the world. Leaving behind the family that erased me and the truth bomb ticking under Brandon's plate. 3 days later, I pin the last holiday card to the ribbon across my apartment window in Seattle, 23 in total. From coworkers, clients, my yoga instructor, even the barista who knows my order by heart. The string bows under their weight but doesn't snap. Outside, rain sheets down, turning the city into a gray blur. Not one from family. My hand brushes the worn leather binder stashed under a pile of work reports. 3 days since that Christmas fiasco, and I haven't stashed it back in the safe deposit box yet. Some truths need to stay close. The leather still smells faintly of Dad's pipe tobacco and that citrus wood polish he loved. I undo the clasp. Fingers tracing his initials, Robert Hayes. The notarized will sits on top, all stiff and official. Beneath it, his letter in its envelope. Edges soft from my endless reads. I know it word for word. But I need his script again, the spots where the ink dug deeper. Where his heart showed. You never demanded a thing. It starts. My vision blurring. You just stayed. You shielded me. This house is yours. You've earned it. I flip to the legal jargon that contradicts every lie Brandon's fed the family. The Tacoma house. 17 acres up in Idaho where Dad dreamed of a cabin retreat. His savings $132,000. All to me. His steadfast daughter, Emily Rose Hayes. A tear hits the page. I blot it fast. Scared it'll smear his signature. Memories flood in, how it crept up slow. Brandon showing up weekends after Dad's Alzheimer's diagnosis. Lingering longer each time. Commandeering the study for business calls. Mom sighing in relief as she handed over decisions. Brandon's always had a head for finances, she'd say. Like that justified it all. I remember coming back from errands to find Sophia in my old fleece jacket. Feet up on the ottoman where Dad and I used to puzzle over crosswords. Evelyn said it was fine, she'd shrug. You don't mind, right? By the time Dad's fog thickened, Sophia had claimed my childhood room. Just temporary, Mom promised. You're in Seattle most days anyway. The worst wasn't the clothes or the room, it was the photos. One by one. Shots of Dad and me vanished, our fishing trip to Lake Chelan. Assembling the garden gazebo. His beam at my UW graduation. Replaced by pics centering Sophia. Arm in arm with Mom. Dad fading confused in the back. My phone vibrates on the table. It's Lisa, my assistant. Tell me you're not buried in spreadsheets today. Just sorting stuff, I reply. Closing the binder. Nothing big. Liar. Her tone softens. You dug up something in your dad's files. Didn't you? That's why you crashed that Christmas dinner. In the 3 years Lisa's been with me at the marketing firm, she's never pried deep. But she was there when Brandon called to say Dad was shipped to a care home for his safety without looping me in. They tried to wipe me out, I whisper. Those jerks. Her fury surprises me. What now? Before I answer, another call beeps, Victor Lang. Dad's lawyer for 3 decades. Call you back, I tell Lisa. Victor's voice creaks with age. Emily. I've been chasing you down. Odd activity on your father's accounts. What kind? Brandon tried listing the Idaho land with a realtor in Coeur d'Alene. They ping me since I'm on the deed. My stomach plummets. Can he? No. But he's pushing. And your mom called about will changes, seemed shocked when I mentioned Robert's final wishes. A text pings from Mrs. Thompson. Our neighbor since forever. Weird vans at the house yesterday. Hauling stuff out. Everything okay? I forward it to Victor. Emily. We should meet tomorrow. The next day. Victor's office reeks of leather and old files. Unchanged since Dad dragged me along as a kid. He pushes papers across the desk. His knobby fingers tapping a yellow highlight. Your father updated his will 3 times in his last year. Each clearer than the last. Victor meets my eyes. He knew what he was doing. Brandon's been emailing the family. Claiming you bailed on Robert. My throat tightens. Thought I wasn't there. Robert saw it coming. Victor hands me a calendar. Visits marked in Dad's wobbly hand, every weekend. Some weekdays. Notes on meals. TV shows. Chats. And this. A sealed envelope with my name. For if doubts arose. Inside, a photo of Dad and me on his 70th. Refinishing the deck bench. Arms slung around each other. Mid-laugh. On the back, the only one who never walked away. Can they contest? I ask. Victor shakes his head. Not without failing hard. But they'll try. He slides the final doc. Sign here to lock it down. As I scribble. I picture them at that table. Smug. They think they've got it all, I say. Capping the pen. Victor's grin is sharp. They don't know the half. I leave with the binder bulkier from extras. But the weight feels bearable now. For the first time since Dad's diagnosis. That hollow betrayal burns into something hotter, vindication. Their Christmas was a party. My truth will be the reckoning. Next morning. My phone buzzes for the 3rd time, Brandon again. I let it voicemail. Flipping its screen down while brewing coffee. The red light pulses like an accusation in the dim apartment. When quiet returns, I hit play, holding it at arm's length like his voice could poison. Emily. This family's got obligations you don't get. Mom's wrecked. Call so we can hash out what Dad really wanted. That condescending drawl. Honed sharp after Dad weakened. I delete it, adding to the pile of his manipulations clogging my inbox. What Dad wanted, as if Brandon had a clue. The mail slot thumps, cards spill onto the floor. Festive and fake. Most from work folks and friends. But 3 in familiar scrawl, Aunt Margaret. Cousin Phil. Uncle James. I rip them open. Gut clenching, we miss you at gatherings. Your mom says you're struggling. Set aside grudges for harmony. Robert prized family above all. Each laced with Brandon's spin. My laptop pings with alerts. Sophia's posted fresh pics, her trimming the tree at the house. Hand on Mom's shoulder. Lounging in Dad's armchair. Caption. Upholding the Hayes legacy. Grateful to be family. Blood first. Coffee sours in my mouth. Phone rings, Mom this time. I mute it. Not today, I mutter to empty walls. I snag my keys and head to the storage unit across town. The one I've kept since Seattle. The door rattles up, revealing boxes in Dad's precise labels. I weave past old dorm junk to the back, his tools. Bundled in quilts. The hammer's grip fits perfect. Worn from years. I unwrap them slow, the level with its foggy bubble. The plane etched with his initials. The tape measures numbers faded. Memory slams in, I'm 14. Studying planks while Dad measures. The backyard fence had buckled in a storm. Rebuilding it was our thing. Neighbors offered help. Dad waved them off. This is ours. He'd said. Teaching me post-leveling. Brandon watched from inside. eye-rolling at our grime. We could pay pros, he'd sneered later. Normal families don't DIY fences. Dad's look held sorrow. Some things you build yourself. Brandon. Mixing concrete for the final post. Dad handed me the hammer. It's not the loudest who wins. It's who makes it endure. Now. I press my forehead to the handle. Inhaling phantom sawdust. I remember. Dad, I whisper. All of it. I box the tools. Load them in the car, their heft like a shield against the barrage of texts and calls dragging me into their lies. 3 days on. I spot Sophia in the produce aisle at the local Whole Foods. I nearly ditch my cart. Dodge the drama. But Dad's words echo, some things you do yourself. She sees me by the apples. Face shifting to faux worry. So rehearsed it's almost real. Emily. We've been so concerned. She advances. Arms out for a hug. I stand stock still. Her arms drop. I'm fine, I say. Plucking an apple. Bet you've settled in nice without me. Her eyes slit. You left. We stayed. That counts. Truth counts more. Sophia. And it always circles back. She twitches, just enough to show fear. They know what I hold. That night. Victor calls, papers filed. They touch anything. It bites back legally. Lisa drops by with takeout. Help sort evidence, photos. Statements, across my table. Your brother's a snake, she says. Filing a doc. These polls match Dad's decline. Mrs. Thompson texts pics, strangers carting out familiar furniture. Dad's buddy. Mr. Ellis. Voicemails. Robert bragged about you constant. Said you saw him. Not his wallet. Hold that. The contrast hits. My ragtag support versus bloodkin who scrubbed me clean. Next Tuesday. I trek to the cemetery. Frost crunches underfoot. At Dad's stone. I lay holly and pine from our old woods walks. They won't wipe you from my life. Dad, I breathe. Vapor clouding. Or me from yours. Sun pierces bare limbs. Clarity settles. The hammer. The fence. Quiet lessons while Brandon schemed elsewhere. These were the real legacy. Not assets they crave. Back home. I prep meticulous. Docs duplicated. Damning bits sequenced. I pick the photo that'll get them, Dad and me on the porch swing. Laughing. One Brandon snapped then denied. Clothes simple, black sweater. Dad's watch. Pearl studs from graduation. No flash. The silver box waits on the desk. Packed with their nightmare, Dad's hand exposing it all. Phone buzzes, Lisa. Not alone in this. But I am. This is mine and graveside vows. Driving to the house. I rehearse silences. Swallowed barbs. Contained rage. Not war, revelation. I park. Breathe deep. Step into cold. Through windows. They're toasting without me. Door opens quiet. Voices hush as I enter. Box under arm. Mom pales. Emily. We didn't, Aunt Margaret stammers. I know, I cut in. Voice clear. But secrets don't stay buried. I set the box down, eyes lock on it. Silence freezes them. And I get it, Dad's words on enduring builds. I cruise through snow-muffled streets. Away from the old house. My taillights stain the white red. Neighbor lights blur through unshed tears. Not crying, not anymore. Phone buzzes relentless on the seat. Mom. Brandon. Sophia. Even Aunt Margaret. The box did its job. I imagine chaos, dinner ruined. Realizations dawning. Let them stew. I murmur to the void. At the motel. I flip the phone down. Ignoring all. The proof stands alone, will. My care payments. Visit logs against their absent claims. Truth defends itself. I sleep solid for once. No dreams. Dawn brings 37 missed calls. 22 texts. I scroll over coffee. Snow blanketing the lot. We were surprised. Please call. Misunderstanding. Let's meet. Not what you think, sad face, with Sophia's emoji making me snort. Distant cousins chime in. Uncles want clarity. I don't block, just ghost. 3 days tick by. Back in Seattle. Apartment's dark. No family pics. Lisa brings coffee as I reboot at work. How is the fallout? Explosive. You good? I pause. Better than ever. She's seen the drain. Brandon hit the office line 4 times. Told him unavailable forever. Her grin's unrepentant. Intercom buzzes. MS. Hayes. Your brother's here. No appointment. Gut knots. But voice steady. In a meeting. 5 minutes. Lisa at door. Won't budge. Says it's the will. I tuck Dad's hidden photo away. Stand. Got it. Brandon paces reception. Coat snow-dusted. Looking shrunk. No strut. 15 minutes, I say. No office invite. He rakes hair. We gotta discuss Dad's will. Lisa passes with mug. MS. Hayes is busy. His flush deepens. Tell her it's the will. Lisa eyes him. Me, she's well-versed in her father's will. Mr. Hayes. Shift hits, shoulders droop. Power flips like a switch. He came to bully, faces women who see through. What do you want? I ask. To explain. Arrangements were made. While he wasn't clear-headed. Arrangements that cut me out. Words bite like acid. I have deadlines. I pivot. 2 years for explanations, time's up. He slinks out. Deflated. Mom's voicemail cracks on misunderstandings and healing. Delete mid-sentence. Brandon's texts morph, demanding to begging. Rational talk. To please respond. To sorry. Mrs. Thompson pics. Sophia packing. Fleeing my room. Friends call direct now. Questions veiled. Truth spreads. Rewriting Brandon's tale. I email Kin, will copies. Brief on Dad's wishes. No drama. Send. Sure. Lisa asks. I nod. Truth stands bare. Next day. I donate $132,000 to Dad's old dementia center. In his name. Note on dignity. Phone quiets. Messages turn meek. Mom sends pic, our photo back on mantle. I don't reply, silence roars. A week on. I arrive early to Lakeside Grill. Overlooking Lake Washington. Snow on pines. Water steel gray. Family wanted neutral ground. Hostess seats me in private room. Windows framing the view. Table for 4, Victor unexpected. I face the door. Binder ready. Fingertips graze Dad's voice recorder. The narrative buster. Door opens, Mom first. Concern etched fake. Brandon follows. Posture rigid. Sophia trails. Eyes darting escape. Emily, Mom smiles shaky. Thanks for this. I motion seats. Stay put. They align opposite. Front united. Waitress offers water. I decline menus. Coffee only. We should eat. Brandon twitches. This could drag. Won't. Mom reaches near my hand. We've reflected on what Robert truly wanted. Have you? Brandon leans in. Faux empathy. Estates are messy. Dad meant well. But end-stage confusion. Was he? Sophia chimes. Saccharine. He promised us too. Mom dabs eyes. You left us hanging. Emily. Robert was muddled. I was solid, I say. Setting recorder down. As was he. Press play. Dad's voice booms clear. Victor. Be crystal. Emily gets it all. House. Idaho. Savings. Brandon's tweaking papers. But I'm lucid. This is my call. Pause. His chuckle guts me. He thinks I miss it, claiming M's money. blocking her notes. But I see. She's the stare. Faces crumple, mom's mask shatters. Real tears. Brandon pales. Door opens. Victor enters. Folder thick. Spot on, I say. He sits beside. I pull statements, my transfers to care. Brandon's credit grabs. Calendar. 142 visits. Yours. Brandon? Mouth flaps. Doc's competency note. Photos. Me bedside. Sophia's beach posts. She bolts, not listening. You should, Victor mild. Squatting's illegal. Mom sobs raw. Brandon desperate, 50-50 fair? I stack papers. Not cash, never was. Then what? Nothing left from you. I rise. Looming. Shift electric. Dad knew who held on. Who reminded him of himself. Mom grabs, I pull free. I'm not erasing you, that was your play. Binder light now. I exit unhurried. No pursuit. Snow falls soft. In car. Hand on velvet box, unshared today. Trust for mom's care. Some truths plant slow. Engine roars. I drive from writers who cut me. Now pen in hand. I set Robert's chipped holly mug at the empty seat. Fingers tracing the flaw. 6 months since that Christmas wipeout. And life's not crumbled, it's bloomed. Morning sun floods my Seattle pad. Glinting off Dad's photo, not funeral stiff. But workshop candid from Mrs. Thompson hammer high. Laughing at my off-frame quip. Phone pings Mom. Meet once? Please. I table it, not no. Just not yet. Timing matters. The drive to the Tacoma house, mine now, clocks 4 hours 17. I've done it 12 times post-winter, each lighter. House no longer accuses, its potential. Memory haven, I test aloud. Victor's rest home docks ride shotgun. Dad's $132,000 funneled to research. Not Brandon's yacht dreams. I tour rooms once staged perfect. Heels confident on my floors. In kitchen. Counters where Mom drilled holiday drills. Phone chimes, Mrs. Thompson. Found this. Pic, Dad and me at 14. Sawdust grimed. Beaming by fence. Not album, pinned in shed workbench. Untouched in their purge. What mattered? Hidden. Evening, garden with chosen kin. Lisa pours wine. Victor chats Idaho preserve. Mrs. Thompson. Mr. Ellis toast as I center Dad's hammer. To lasting builds, Mr. Ellis says. Across town. I coffee with young Mia weekly. Her eyes shedding erasure haunt from her kin scrub. Worth ain't there nod, I echo Dad. 1 year on. Light sparkle on snow as I set table with Dad's eclectic ornaments. No perfection, just chosen folks. Mom hovers doorway. Lines deep. Your spot, I point. Not absolution, door cracked. At head. I grasp, inheritance was proof of enough. Despite their edit. Glass to Dad's mug, some can't be scrubbed.